What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Hope you guys have been doing well. So over these last few days, there's been this leaker or hacker, I don't even know what to call him. He's been revealing gameplay footage of Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, it's gotten 100 times worse than the situation that we had back in 2022, where that guy had initially leaked Grand Theft Auto and then ended up getting caught and then also got jail time. And I believe now he's like in a mental institution. Well, this guy, he's doing far worse. And apparently, it is now confirmed to us that he actually has a copy of Grand Theft Auto 6. So initially we thought it was just older builds of the game where he got some old footage. Maybe he hacked a dev, or maybe he ended up, doing something like that to where he got access to this footage. Maybe he had a source and then he just shared them and then posted them. But then as the footage kept coming out, we started seeing even more. So it started off with this one clip where it was just straight gameplay footage, him shooting a basketball. That was the first thing. Then that same day we ended up getting another video, and that was with him driving around. There was music playing in the background. He ends up getting into like a road rage incident where he crashes into a truck. The truck chases him down. The guy gets out, pulls up with a wrench, and then tries to fight him. He eliminates him, and then when he fully ends up killing him, he ends up getting 2 stars, and then he runs away, and then that's pretty much how that video ended. Now that was crazy in its own. Then he started showing even more footage where he was driving around at night and there was newer music, so music that released in 2025. So that was like the first indicator right there that maybe he doesn't have an old build after all this time, or at least because of the music, right? I mean, he could have just faked it or whatnot. But the second thing is, he then started leaking cinematics, and this is where it started getting crazy. I'm not even going to explain the cinematic just because of spoiler purposes, but the fact that he has access to that, and then he started making threats to Rockstar, saying that he has the ending of Grand Theft Auto 6, and he is willing to spoil it if his demands aren't met. And basically his demands are that Rockstar Games ends up releasing physical for Grand Theft Auto 6, as well as PlayStation go back to releasing physical copies. And then on top of all of that, to make matters worse, he's like selling or trying to get people to buy like a crypto coin that he made. And so in every single one of those gameplay clips you see, he has a crypto coin that he's sort of trying to promote. So he's also trying to make money from this as well. Now today, things got 100 times worse, because here's what ended up happening. It first started off with the fact that he would do polls asking people what footage we want to see. And so he ended up doing one, and then a plane, it said plane during the daytime, ended up winning. Now, you can easily search it up and see the video for yourself, but just to explain it, it shows Jason flying a Duster over the Keys and Vice City. This is, I think, one of our first clips of him, like, in the city. The map is massive and dense, so you see a bunch of buildings, skyscrapers. There's a lot going on. It's, like, jam-packed. And then it's volumetric clouds return from Red Dead Redemption 2. The prison Lucia is in appears from above. You also have the option to mute and unmute a radio station instead of having to turn off the whole radio. Draw distance and LOD are very high, almost like Microsoft's Flight Simulator, so you can get really, really high above the ground. In-game radio menu is horizontal instead of circular and placed above. And then the circle loco is actually a radio station in the game. V-Rock and Emotion return from Vice City. The new radio stations include Honey FM, Dirty South Classics, Backcountry Radio, Symphony FM, Stockyard FM, and DNV. And then alongside the radio, there's a new on-demand option, which could mean that players will be able to play music from Spotify or Apple Music. There's also new songs included, For What It's Worth by Stevie Nicks. But then at the very end of the clip is where it gets crazy. He then goes to a wall with an AK or like some sort of an AR, and then he shoots and carves his name onto the wall. His name is CyberLeaks, and he spells it Leaks, L-E-E-K-S. And basically he engraved that into the wall to confirm and to showcase to people that he has access to the game and he's currently playing it right now. These are not old clips that were like from 2023 where he just stole them, but he actually has a build for Grand Theft Auto 6. Now obviously it doesn't seem like a recent build because of the quality and all of that, but he currently has access to it. And Synth Potato posted saying, "This is a disaster on a level we haven't seen since The Last of Us 2 in 2022 if they have truly complete build of the game with the full story. I truly hope they don't leak any story details. The latest leak once again looks incredible and shows off the massive scale of the city, but the confirmation that there's a build out of the game is terrifying, and at this point it's either law enforcement gets their hands on the leaker or they are somehow honorable enough to not leak story details or the build itself. Because once again, leaking clips and footage is one thing, but having full access to the game means that he could really hurt people trying to play it. He can hurt Rockstar. He can hurt us as fans who don't want the story spoiled for us. And so there's a couple things that he could do, and the fact that it doesn't seem like he's slowing down or slowing up at all, and he continues to leak a couple videos every couple hours. Every day he has 2 to 3 videos that are starting to go up ever since this whole situation started. And from Rockstar's point of view, it seems like they're just ignoring him. At least from the outside, they're continuing promotions and advertising, letting us know that, you know, Netflix is going to be showcasing the gameplay. They're going to have an extended look, but they haven't tweeted anything at all. They haven't said, hey, we have an investigation underway. This guy's gonna get found. Please ignore these leaks. Don't, like, they haven't addressed it. And so hopefully behind the scenes, they're working with law enforcement. I heard from the last time around, they worked with the FBI to get that last leaker. And then they also worked with like UK Special Forces or something like that. So this guy is definitely gonna be beyond cooked when he gets caught. But the fact is, before he gets caught, he can really do some damage. And he told us that from the very start that he can spoil and pretty much showcase the entire storyline, but people didn't believe him because at first we didn't know that he had a full game build. And then with today's clip, he pretty much proved to us that he does. And so now literally at any point, if he chooses to, he can drop the intro cinematic of Grand Theft Auto 6. He can spoil how maybe Lucia gets out of prison or how she got into jail in the first place. He can spoil the ending story for us. And so that's where it starts getting into like, okay, I don't know if we all want to see stuff like that, because at first we do obviously want to see Grand Theft Auto 6 gameplay. That's something that we've been waiting on for a very long time. I've seen people blaming Rockstar, saying that it's their fault for not marketing the game and showing gameplay footage earlier, because if they would have showed it a couple months back or at least at the start of summer, then these leaks wouldn't have been very important. I mean, we would have seen the polished version of the game, and so what? Who cares if a guy has an older version of it, right? He would have been ignored. And obviously they feed off of the engagements. They feed off of the fact that everybody's talking about them, and that encourages them to go out there, push more leaks, and then release more information. And so because of this, right now Rockstar is just trying to ignore this guy completely. We have just under a week until the game is actually revealed officially. But for those of you guys who are interested in seeing the leaks, if you go over to Twitter and you just type Grand Theft Auto 6 leaks, it's going to be one of the first things to pop up. But it's the fact that Rockstar is so upset that one of the guys who ended up reposting one of his leaks ended up getting 8 DMCA takedowns for one video. So that's how upset Rockstar is. They're not even hitting them once or twice. They're trying to get accounts suspended, permanently banned because of these leaks, and they are not very, very happy with that. And so we're gonna have to wait and see as, you know, story develops, if we get more information, if this guy ends up actually leaking storyline. He was doing other polls. There's also another guy apparently claiming that he also has a build as well, and so because of that, he's asking people if they want to see the strip club or if they want to see Lucia or what they want to see, because so far we haven't seen any Lucia gameplay, indicating that whatever build this guy has is a much older version. But if we keep doubting him, he may end up start posting some other things that we don't want to see. But that's pretty much what's currently going on right now. It's gotten a lot worse, and just the fact that this guy has access to it could definitely mean some bad things for Grand Theft Auto. And so hopefully with this Netflix premiere and the showcasing, they show some good gameplay. And I don't know if they were already planning on just showing straight raw gameplay footage during the premiere or not, but they need to. At this point, they have to showcase what the finalized developed version looks like, because right now it's sort of damaging the reputation, because people are seeing something that you're not supposed to see. This is like the in development version of this game. It's not polished, it's not finished. And so if you look at it, and like especially casual people don't really keep up with stuff like this, if they see the footage and they're like, yeah, this game doesn't really look all too good, where's the hype? Why is all this hype around this game that looks very similar to like Red Dead Redemption 2 or some other game like that? So we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, that's what's going on right now. I'll keep you guys updated if we get any more news or information. But if you don't want story spoilers, be sure to just stay off Twitter, because once it ends up happening, they're probably going to end up posting and sharing it all around. But anyways, that's it. Thank you for tuning in, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys again. Peace.